we're talking about G.I. Joe Classified, a lot of what we see now comes from what was before in the form of G.I. Joe, a real American hero. Now, we've touched on this before. Most of the G.I. Joe Classified designs do come from their classic A Real American Hero looks. Take, for example, the recent reveals of Wetsuit, Sci-Fi, Mainframe. This is a norm for the product line. Now, let's talk Cobra Commander. Also, stay to the end of the video as there's been a recent development in today's topic, but we'll get to that later. Now, when we think about Cobra Commander, he has an iconic look. Cobra Commander has had a lot of iconic looks over the years. Now, for me, I grew up with a cartoon, so the cartoon is etched into my memory banks. And so he has those iconic looks from that cartoon, and that's what my mind goes to when I think about Cobra Commander. If we're talking about that cartoon looks, he has kind of two looks in the cartoon. He's got that iconic, the face mask, he's ready for battle. But you know what? The thing is, Cobra Commander, he wasn't often at the front lines, and he sent other people to do his dirty work. So often you found him in the back end telling people what to do, and he had that classic hooded Cobra Commander look. He wasn't ready for battle, he was ready to dish out commands. So Hooded Cobra Commander is for sure an iconic look for the brand. And when we're talking about G.I. Joe, if we're talking toys, comics, or cartoons, this is a known look for the Commander. And it's an iconic one that's been around with the brand for years. Now, here's the thing. When it really comes down to it, it looks like there's really a good chance that we might never actually see the Hooded Cobra Commander again, especially when we're talking mainline G.I. Joe Classified. Now, just like when we discussed Generation 1 Megatron, the world has changed. Companies now carry a different set of responsibilities, and some laws have changed as well, with reference to Generation 1 Megatron, and that's why we won't see him again. But in this case, related to Hooded Cobra Commander, there's no law in place preventing Hooded Cobra Commander. This is Hasbro policing itself. For example, when referencing Super 7, a company that works directly with Hasbro a lot of times, they were told they weren't allowed to include an extra hooded head with reference to their Ultimate Cobra Commander action figure. This has led to the growing speculation that there's an unofficial no hoods allowed at Hasbro. At a high level, Hasbro believes that the Hooded Cobra Commander might be misrepresentative or interpreted in a wrong way because he may be associated with certain groups from America's past that are kind of hate related. And we don't want to dive too much into that here in the video and within YouTube, but I think we all know what we're talking about here when I talk about this. So while the intent from fans may be nostalgia, Hasbro is being cautious to avoid any unintended misinterpretations of the Hooded Cobra Commander. From a collector's standpoint, it's kind of disappointing because fans have been asking for the Hooded Cobra Commander for a long time, since G.I. Joe Classified first started. But here's the silver lining. Since there's actually no law withholding Hooded Cobra Commander from being produced, the thing is, Hasbro could change its mind at any point, simply if the demand was there or if the money that it would generate would outweigh any potential backlash from the community. Now, my thoughts personally, the thing is, I don't ever think we'll really see a Hooded Cobra Commander as part of the mainline retail release. So I don't ever think you'll see him at a Walmart or a Target. But similar to, say, Once Upon a Man Cobra Commander, maybe the interest wasn't there for the Cobra Law things, so that's why they made him an exclusive. Could they possibly do a similar thing with the Hooded Cobra Commander and offer him as an exclusive limited run figure, thus reducing any backlash that might be caused by adding him to the mainline and seen at mass retail? I kind of mentioned that there was kind of late breaking news about this topic, and I want to get into that because something new has come up. Recently at San Diego Comic-Con, during a question and answer period during the classified panel, a fan asked this directly of the team. Now, big shout out to the 3POA guys because they actually live streamed all of the on-site San Diego Comic-Con panel, and they caught the question and answer on video, and we have it here for you right now.
There is nothing that is necessarily off limits in the world of G.I. Joe in terms of figures that have been done historically. And I think that that is what I will say as a statement. I think that we are, and you'll see there's examples of Hooded Cobra Commander that have been used in some of our franchise and licensing products. So it's not necessarily something that we are shying away from. I think that we went helmeted Cobra Commander for our kind of early classified series items that are all, they are beautiful executions. The back metal that is on the Cobra Commander that exists is spectacular, and we cannot otherwise comment on any potentially upcoming product.
But
Personally, we are all, I mean, like, we
can't
like
talk future product.
Yeah, we can't talk future product, but like, we like all the iterations of Cobra Commander.
So, related to Emily's answer, there's kind of two ways to look at this, okay? So the first way is at the beginning of the Q&A, they kind of mentioned that, hey, we can't comment on new product that might be coming down the line. So you're gonna get a no comment from us. And that was a pretty standard answer that she gave during that question. It was kind of like, hey, we can't tell you, maybe, maybe not. Now, the other way to look at it is this kind of a canned response from Hasbro to be basically like, yeah, we don't want to talk about it because it's kind of a weird thing and we don't want to have a comment out there if we will see this Hooded Cobra Commander come back to the line. So there's kind of two ways to look at it, and only time will tell what the real answer of that situation will occur. So it's either he is coming, or that was some corporate speak for, yeah, too bad, so sad. We'll have to wait and see. As of the release of this video, I still think personally, I don't think we'll see him in the main line anytime soon. That being said, they could release it next week. We'll never know. I don't know at the moment, but I don't think we'll see him. I think if we do get to see Hooded Cobra Commander, I think he'll be a limited run exclusive further down the line, but only time will tell. Now, what do you think? Should Hasbro release a Hooded Cobra Commander in the mainline G.I. Joe classified line currently? Would you add him to your personal collection? Are you looking forward to actually getting a Hooded Cobra Commander in the series? And do you think Hasbro would receive backlash from mass media if they did release the Hooded Cobra Commander into the series? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. As well, like always, please keep it respectful when we're talking about the topics here. You know what? It's kind of a weird situation, but when it comes down to it, we're just talking about toys, okay? So also, while you're here, make sure you hit the like button and think about hitting that subscribe button. We really do appreciate the support. Thanks so much for watching, and make sure you watch this video right here. It's a banger as well.